There is a lot of sand in Egypt, so there is a big chance that there are still sphinxes buried in the sand. Since sphinxes were guarding entrances, they were most of the time in pairs. So why would the Great Sphinx of Giza be on his own? Hi everyone and welcome to my new video. This time I wanted to talk about a subject that has intrigued me ever since I was a little girl. I recently played the game Assassin's Creed Origins, and that game takes place in Egypt. And in Egypt you have the Plateau of Giza, and on the Plateau of Giza there's a Great Sphinx. And the Great Sphinx is a very mysterious statue, and some people think there are mysterious things happening there. And well, it has always intrigued me and I wanted to share it with you all. There are a lot of different sphinx, but the most famous one is this one in Giza. People think there are hidden tunnels and secrets underneath the sphinx. I can't talk about every fact and all the legends because there is a lot. So I just made a selection of the things I thought were important or interesting. There are a lot of interesting documentaries on the internet. If you want to see them, you can just search them on YouTube and you'll find them. First of all, what is a sphinx? A sphinx is a mythical creature with the head of a human and the body of a lion. The ancient Greeks thought the word was based on the Greek word for strangling, which was sphingein. But it's most likely that the word comes from the Egyptian term Sheshap Ankh, which means living statue. In the old Egyptian times, the sphinx was a man, and for the Greeks it was a woman. The Greeks showed the sphinx with wings, and the Egyptians did that as well, but not until the Middle Realm started. Sphinx were known to be treacherous and merciless. Sphinx had riddles, and if you couldn't figure them out, they would kill you or eat you alive. This version of the Sphinx appears in myths. The best known myth is the one of Oedipus, and it takes place in Greece. Certainly the most famous Sphinx is the one in Giza. It is located on the Giza Plateau on the west bank of the Nile in Giza, and Giza is located in Egypt. The three pyramids of Pharaohs, Khufu, Khafre and Khenkaure, dominated the plateau. It stands 66 feet, 20 meters high, and 240 feet, 73 meters long. The head measures 19 feet, 18 meters from the forehead to the chin. The head is a human and the body is a lion. In recent times it is missing his nose and his lips. It is believed to be made during the reign of King Khafre around 2500 BC, but nobody knows if this is true. Some scientists even think that the Great Sphinx of Giza is even older than the pyramids. They think the severe erosion is the cause of rain and not of blowing sand, like most scientists stated. The land was much wetter 1,000 years earlier, so that is why they believe that it could have been older. A trained geologist has examined the Sphinx and he stated that it could have been water of rain that fissured the rock.
Virtually all of the temples and tombs on the Giza Plateau have been weathered by wind and sand. So why would the Sphinx be the only monument weathered by water? The limestone bedrock in Giza is like a layer cake composed of both hard and soft layers. The wind-driven sand scours out the softer layers, leaving the harder layers intact. On the other hand, rain weathering has an entirely different look. Rocks which have been weathered by rain have a round, undulating profile.
This is classic textbook example of what happens to a limestone wall when you have rains beating down on it for thousands of years. If we look up there, we see a little undercutting where you have a very soft layer, but the next layer above, which is harder than this layer, is receded way back. So no, it's not Nile floods that are causing this erosion. It's clearly rain precipitation causing these erosional features.
And that would mean that the Great Sphinx could be dated from 5000 BC to 7000 BC, and that it was remodeled during the reign of King Khafre to give the Sphinx his likeness. So the likeness of a pharaoh. But other geologists think that it could have been wet sand that was blown up from the Nile River instead of rainwater. The Sphinx was carved from one piece of limestone. Its original shape has since partly been restored with blocks. We don't have the architectural documents, so we have no clue how the Sphinx was made, Some people even think that extraterrestrials had something to do with it, but why couldn't it just be an ancient civilization who did it? Maybe they were more advanced than we think. It is one of the mysteries that we still need to solve, but it's very interesting. And I do hope that we'll find answers one day soon. And why was the Great Sphinx built? We don't really have the answer to that. There are no inscriptions on the outside or the inside of the Sphinx, so we have no idea who is responsible for making the Sphinx. So we also don't know why and when it was made. It looks like a pharaoh's head now, so if it was made in the time of King Khafre, it could have been because of him. The monument may have had the purpose to connect the dead king to the sun god. Another Egyptian term for Sphinx is the living image of Atum. I'm not sure if I say this right. I haven't heard the name before, so excuse me if I did it wrong. Atum was the god of creation and the setting sun. There are historians that claim that the original face of the Sphinx was something else. Some say that the Sphinx was a lion and that it represented the star sign Leo.
The significance of the lion for me was that when you consider that profile in comparison with the profile of the Sphinx, suddenly it all seemed to make some sense. And you overlay it on the profile of the Sphinx, everything seems to drop into place. It's quite clear to me that when this was first built, it was built as a lion.
But there are no mentions within Egyptian society that lions hold such a status. It looks more like a sitting position of a dog. There is a god that looks like a dog and his name is Anubis. Anubis was the guardian of the necropolis, which was the city of death. And since the pharaohs' tombs are located on the plateau of Giza, it could have been a statue of Anubis. There is a big chance that there are more Sphinx in Giza. There are a lot of Sphinxes found in the world because they are very important in mythology and they were often guarding entrances. There is a lot of sand in Egypt, so there is a big chance that there are still sphinxes buried in the sand. Since sphinxes were guarding entrances, they were most of the time in pairs. So why would the Great Sphinx of Giza be on his own? There are also tunnels in the Sphinx, but passage of time has made the destination unreachable. The tunnels seem to stop short, so we probably will never know where they lead to and also why they are there. There is also a legend about the Hall of Records, and they say that it is located in the Sphinx. The Hall of Records contains historic knowledge and complete timelines of prehistory back to the dawn of time. It is believed that the people of Atlantis made the storage house. Atlantis was an island and it was considered the most advanced civilization that has ever existed. Some people even thought that they were from outer space. They wanted to gain control over the whole world, but they lost favor with the gods and they faced the worst tsunami that has ever been, and they submerged into the Atlantic Ocean in 8000 BC. And some people think that some of the Atlanteans survived and that they built the Great Sphinx in Giza. There is no evidence that Atlantis has ever existed, so for now it's only speculation. I will make a video about Atlantis one day. I don't think that there is a Hall of Records, because why would they hide that from us? It's very important information and it could help us in the future. So it would be very selfish to hide that from us. I don't think this is true at all. It's just a legend. But let me know what you think. If you think it is true, let me know in the comments, and also why you think it's true. Two Arabic writers, Al-Makrizi and Al-Kodai, said that there were quarters underneath the Sphinx with 3 corridors that lead to the 3 pyramids. A lot of European travelers love to use that for their own theories. They did find 3 corridors underneath the Sphinx, but they have no idea if it leads to the pyramids. In 1977, a scientist measured the resistance, which could mean that there is a hollow space underneath the Sphinx, but it turned out that there was no hollow space causing the resistance, but the cracks and cavities. A lot of researchers wanted to see if there were hollow places or tunnels in the Sphinx, because they want to see if there are connections to the pyramids, but the Egyptian authorities don't want to give permission. And I think that is very weird. The weird thing is that the Sphinx is hardly mentioned in writings of the old Egyptian realm, so maybe we think it's more special than it actually is. There is so much more to discover, and I'm sure there are people who are willing to give their whole life on discovering what is beneath the Sphinx and what the secrets are. And I hope they succeed. Even if it's not as special as we think, we could have answers, and that is very important. But I won't deny that it's very entertaining to think that there is something special in the Sphinx. We all love a bit of mystery and we all love legends. If you didn't like that, you wouldn't even watch this video. And I really hope I can go to the Sphinx one day. I actually check every year if Egypt is safe enough to travel to. Unfortunately, it's always very dangerous to go there. So for now I'm not going. But as soon as the sky is clear, I will go there. And I will of course visit the Sphinx and the Plateau of Giza. And for now I'm just gonna explore the Egyptian world in Assassin's Creed. And the last thing I want to do is give you a riddle. What goes in 4 feet in the morning, 2 feet at noon and 3 feet in the evening? This was a riddle of the Sphinx, so be aware that if you don't know the right answer, you could be eaten by a Sphinx. So this was my video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. If you like it even more, you can subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment underneath the video if you want to share your thoughts or want to let me know what you think of it. And if you have a suggestion for another video, you can also leave it under the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I see you the next time. Bye!